Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to AI the Somnium Files. So we just finished going into Iris's mind, finding some pretty disturbing stuff, to be honest. And now we've taken an underage kid to a bar, so I'm not exactly sure that that's good either, but either way, we have lots of things to look at. Haven't really seen the room from this angle before. Not really getting much out of this. Uh-oh. Nope. Is that Mama? Nope, we're getting nothing. Okay, I think we're just here to talk.
No, I didn't tell him to come. He just showed up on his own.
Yeah, that sounds like a lie to me. What are you doing here?
Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
I wasn't particularly surprised. Mama's always depended on the kindness of strangers, ever since she opened Marble.
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle. I was nihiling with Tessa earlier. She said she was going to Marble, so... I got here just before you did. Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
This actually works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing.
Well, what's the thing?
That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
Geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
Whoops. Dang it. Oh! You think my eyeball would have, like, taser protection, you know? But I guess not. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me, and my memory was foggy. I felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shot up, rubbing my neck. When I looked over the counter, I saw a monster staring back at me. It took me a few seconds before I realized it was just Mama, and not a refrigerator.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. I guess they're gone. Anything else from the, myriad of things I can look at on the walls here? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm thinking not. Okay, cool.
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days. Ota, the boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back. All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational.
I thought maybe it was like Mizuki at the door or something, but I guess not. It was
It'll
just
be
a
3
lie.
o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
Date, the boss is calling.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency.
Look, I took the kid back. I mean, they kind of went their own way back, but still.
Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Iba.
Whoops.
Iris!
Look, okay, this isn't my fault. I'm just gonna say that right now. Uh-oh. Wow. I mean, I'm gonna admit that looks pretty bad, but...
No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
I thanked Mama and ran out of marble.
What's our ETA?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time.
I'm sure they'll take their time cutting Iris open.
That sick bastard!
Oh, it's a polar bear? Hey, can you get out of my face here? I'm trying to drive.
Tessa! Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
Yeah, you're doing a great job, Ota. Hope that doesn't make the saw blade, you know, come and chop you in half.
Stay away from Tessa! Ah!
Well, I'm sure that'll resolve itself. Let's go home. I kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed. Nope, nope, we're gonna do it again.
No, it can't be. No. Stop!
Oh, we're gonna have to get the AI eyeball involved in this. What do we do?
No!
Ooh. 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 Oh, that's a lot of blood. That's okay, I don't think she felt it. Or, you know, probably not. Thanks for watching my live stream. Make sure to like and subscribe.
No!
That didn't go well. Maybe if you hadn't been such jerks and tased me, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Still a lot of blood. Wait, is that Ota?
Ota.
That's okay, Ota. You probably deserved it. Stop my live stream, I'll just chop you in half instead. Excuse me just a moment, I gotta plug in these headphones. Alright. There are a whole lot more killings happening this time through.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you. It's rare to see you down like this. But it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, don't you? Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble.
Oh yeah, and you also probably shouldn't have gotten tased. That would have helped.
And about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right?
We got him.
Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris. He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
Okay, so Iris did actually die. I was wondering about that, like, it definitely looked like she was very dead, but then, you know, we found Polar Bear Ota on the chainsaw blade thing. So maybe, I don't know, maybe after the live stream is over, he moved her somewhere else and then chainsawed himself? Maybe?
That's ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris. And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Shoko. Those three murders were definitely executed by the same person.
And that's true, actually. Ota's eye wasn't hollowed out. So, I wonder, that probably means something.
The new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as? Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it.
Also because she's a minor.
Making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person. That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice-cutting machine himself?
Yeah, it's okay, so I was right. It doesn't look like he's missing an eye in that. Probably doesn't mean anything, but maybe it does.
I don't buy it.
In fact, I kind of think it does mean something now that I'm looking at it.
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity.
Also because it was cold in there.
But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
And I'm not going to say anything to that? Okay.
Shoko was married to Renju. Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for years. Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Interesting.
Are you sure?
I am.
Are you sure he wasn't stabbed in the side by a giant saw blade? I told the boss what Iba found.
Oh, I know that.
Well?
Ota could have stabbed himself.
Sure.
Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice-cutting machine.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice-cutting machine. And then...
Gave him the chop.
Then, who is the culprit?
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
And I think that's probably what that signifies, is that he wasn't an intentional killing.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
It's a good thing we did the Somnium thing with Iris, before she died. Let's see. I would say Mizuki might be the thing that's linking them together, to be honest.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all 3 victims. Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota, too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all 4 of them. Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Okay.
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates. And she did say that she met Shoko twice.
Yeah, that doesn't... Meeting Shoko twice doesn't exactly link them.
But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way. No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me.
I don't really know why Momo would do it specifically, other than just being kind of like a mafia dude.
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju.
Why Renju? I don't know if that necessarily has anything to do with Renju, but I don't think she ever met Shoko.
Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him. Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras. But there's no connection to Iris.
And assuming that he still likes Aset in this world, which he may or may not, I don't really know, to be honest. But if he does, then he would have absolutely no reason to kill Iris.
Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
Yes, it's me. I was the killer. When I got knocked out, I immediately woke up, murdered them all, and then, came back.
I know Renju and Shoko.
Yes, it is me. Hello.
And I'm connected to Iris. But I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No, now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events. And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops killer.
I mean, we say that, but still.
I have been working with you for years. I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit. To get justice for the victims.
Whatever it takes? Gonna start doing the good cop, bad cop routine.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Gonna have to start, getting a little aggressive here. Alright, so, guess we got a lot of places to take a look at. I don't know what going to the Date residence is gonna do, but let's check out the murder site. I'm sure there's some clues there that we, don't know about yet. Maybe we can find that cool guy who we can never remember his name. I stepped into the cold storage warehouse. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hadn't raised much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin. But the center of my body was burning hot. This place certainly has a lot going on with it. The ice cutting machine, I think, was in this corner before. And we kind of noted it, if I remember right. Like, it was something noteworthy. But I don't remember exactly what we said about it. Just that that it seemed odd, or that something like that, And so I'm kind of wondering how you would move it here. It looks like it's got wheels along with the table. In fact, I guess that's what the table's for, actually. I never noticed it till now. It's got that little slot in the middle for cutting ice. Or, human bodies, I guess. Maybe they could have pushed it. Maybe they would have used the forklift. Not really sure. Let's start looking.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
I mean, it's good for murdering people, but that's about it. Yep, nothing here.
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Okay, I think that's most of the things that don't matter. Maybe
This
forklift A.
forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
And yet in another world, we found Iris's body in it. What's his name? What's his name? I can't remember.
No,
Kagame? Kagame? I can't talk to him. I already got an achievement for it, so I assume they're not going to give me another one. Is this Ota's blood? Probably.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream. All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them.
Really, it's just the ice cutting machine left. And I guess this blood stain, but this is pretty not surprising. Iris and Ota's blood. Okay.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound, or...?
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Check out my live stream, yo. It's got dead bodies in it. Iris and Ota were sliced in two by this ice cutting machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed.
Oh yeah, I saw it on the screen.
The video
Or my
was
eyeball.
not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered.
And, you know, that sort of lines up with the idea of using the sync machine, the prototype one, on them potentially. Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris, jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle, and Ota ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put inside the costume, then finally cut open by the ice cutting machine.
But why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown.
Iris and Ota's bodies are under autopsy. Their bodies aren't here anymore. Right here, Iris and Ota, okay. Oh,
I have logged
yeah.
into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse.
Oh, the warehouse has Wi-Fi, that's convenient.
Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it. I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know.
I mean, to be perfectly fair, you're like, oh, why would they write the password on the router? And you're like, this is a warehouse. Who the heck's gonna come here and commit a murder?
Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious. Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Bye. Let me know if you find anything. I let them know, then left the warehouse.